Did you know that narcissists actually test all of their potential victims? Today, I'm going to talk about when, how, and why they do this. When you meet a narcissist in a potential dating scenario, you're going to do the normal thing. You're going to try and learn about this new person, and the narcissist is naturally going to do that too. However, during this time, the narcissist is actually conducting a test on you that you know absolutely nothing about. This is done by the narcissist right away from the first time you start speaking to them, whether that be in person or if it's online, and the scary part is it looks just like innocent getting to know you. Narcs test you by looking for very specific certain qualities. They do have a certain person whom they like to target. They are looking for people who are extremely passionate, very creative, and of course those of us who have lots and lots of empathy. That's why empaths are the cream of the crop in what a narcissist is looking for, but they're actually seeking out other things as well. I'm gonna go over the top things these predators are seeking out from their victims, qualities narcissists seek out. Number 1, someone who is very vulnerable, the broken person. They are looking for somebody who shows a lot of vulnerability. Narcissists are really drawn to people who are quote-unquote broken. They're looking to see if maybe you've been bullied over the course of your life, if you're a victim of previous abuse. Do you have parental issues? Otherwise, known as mommy or daddy issues, have you been in a lot of crappy relationships? They also want to see how you talk about your exes. Why are they looking at all this information? Well, because being again broken, quote-unquote, makes you more than likely pretty sensitive, and more importantly, it has probably made you into a people pleaser to keep the peace. All the things I just mentioned can greatly lower your self-esteem, and the lower your self-esteem is, the more likely you are probably going to please the narcissist, and therefore a much better source of supply. To them, this says that you're going to be very easily controlled. You've been in bad relationships before, so naturally, you might be prone to do this again. Maybe they'll learn that you can't depend on your parents. Maybe there's an issue there. So, you won't leave and run off to your parents' house. Maybe you don't have many friends. You're already isolated. They don't have to do that. You're just easy for them to abuse. They're not going to have to put a whole lot of work into kind of break your spirit, because probably it's already kind of broken. Number 2, someone who is very dependable, good old reliable. They want somebody who is extremely dependable. This one is pretty obvious. They want someone that they can depend on for multiple things. They want someone whom they can depend on for money, sex, attention. Sometimes when they can't get all of that from one person, this is where you're going to start having more than one. And this is why so many times there are different sources of supply, because only one of them is good for the money, and only one of them they really enjoy the sex with, and one person gives them more attention than the others. But they want you to be very dependable, especially by way of having your own home, a good job, probably a car. Dependable people are usually helpers. Again, this is the very nature of being an empathic person. Even more interestingly, people who are dependable and empathic kind of have this I know I do. They have this little bit of like perfectionism in them. They want to help, but they want to help quote-unquote perfectly. And I'm going to use myself as an example, because I've just said who this is me. My narcissists never seem to have any money. He'd make sure that he would tell me this but never actually ask or anything, so that when I helped over abundantly, he could, and then I could get mad when I got nothing back. He could be sure to remind me that he never actually asked for anything, but more than that, like I say, he'd make sure that he'd tell me that he didn't have any money but never asked for anything. He knew I was dependable, and he knew I would jump in to help. I'm dependable, I'm a helper, I would be there to save the day. Because I was the perfectionist, though when he'd tell me, for example, he was $50 short on rent, I hand over $100. I had to overhelp, I had to be perfect, I had to save him, I had to please him, I had to show him that I was dependable. That's kind of an example of the perfectionism that runs in some of us empaths, not everybody, but most of us. Number 3, someone who will take all responsibility, the blame taker. Narcissists want somebody who take responsibility for their actions, and somebody who will also take responsibility for the actions of the narcissist too. Every narcissist just cannot take responsibility, so they seek out people who will do that job for both of you. They want you to admit when you're wrong and when you screw up because they're going to love throwing that in your face, but they also want you to take the blame when they act out of order. You make a great person for them to be able to blame no matter who is wrong, no matter who acts incorrectly. Number 4, someone who is of above average intelligence, the brain. Believe it or not, I know so many people have fallen for a narcissist and they think that that makes them stupid. But narcissists actually look for people who have above average intelligence. They are looking for people with above average intelligence. Think about it like this. Do you want to be with a dummy? No, you don't, and neither does your narcissists. They seek out people who are very passionate about maybe their job or certain hobbies. You're probably very skilled at something or many things. They want people who can focus, who are determined, who really get things done. So, I want to throw this in here, a small segue. Stop worrying about being dumb, okay? Because I hear this all the time. I'm so stupid, I'm so ashamed. Stop it. Literally, a reason why the narcissists picked you is because you're not. So, stop it. Number 5, someone who is attractive, the looker. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's pretty obvious that your narcissist was with you because to them you were attractive. Even before you speak to somebody, you see them first. If your narcissist didn't feel some type of physical attraction towards you, especially knowing what we know about narcissists with sex, and how so many of them are sexually driven, they wouldn't have chased you in the first place. So, they want somebody who's good-looking, at least to them. Number 6, someone who doubts their worthiness, the undeserving. They want somebody who doubts their worthiness. Now, this one ties in very closely to number 1, the broken person. People who are previous abuse victims or have parental issues, what have you. Like I said, this takes a toll on your self-esteem, and when this happens over time, you're going to start doubting your worthiness as a human being. And you pretty much feel terrible about yourself. This was what happened to me. I had previously been rejected by a guy who I thought was into me, clearly wasn't. So, I was basically looking around for anybody who would boost my self-esteem. I was looking for somebody to find some kind of worth in me because I couldn't find it in myself at that time. Before I realized that boosting my self-esteem and boosting my ego was my job back when I was expecting somebody else to do it. And boom, the narc found me and paid me attention, boosted me up, but still in the back of my mind I had that feeling of, oh my God, he's into me and he's so great. Of course, we don't know these things yet at the time, but in my mind I was like, I suck, I'm so useless and worthless, but he's so great and I better hold on to this guy no matter. And from the very beginning it was ingrained in my brain, I have to hold on to him because I suck and I'm not worthy of anything. Let me know in the comments which of these qualities you have or had at the time, and which ones do you think your narcissist picked out about you? Which ones do you think your narcissist targeted you for? They can sort out all 6 of these things, by the way, by talking to you and getting to know you, and they can actually figure out a lot without talking to you. Online dating is a huge business. Now, narcissists flock to these dating sites and these dating apps, and they look for people without having to talk to you. They don't even have to talk to you now. They're looking for people who have profile photos or photos on these apps, and on these sites that make them look like they have low self-esteem. Narcs are targeting people with low self-esteem. Are you showing too much skin? Have you done a lackluster job trying to cover up those wrinkles that you haven't? It's really obvious. Do you have a million photos posted of all these amazing things that you do? Believe it or not, this makes it look like you're desperate for attention. And when a narcissist sees that, they know they've hit pay dirt, they know there's something there where your self-esteem is a little low. You have this image of yourself where you're something that you're not, and the narcissists feed on that. Another big one is, will you send nude photos? That's a no, don't do that. It is proof that you actually have low self-esteem. Sending nude photos is a form of control. They don't care what you look like without clothes on. Here, brief warning, internet pornography is a thing. They don't need nude photos of you. They're going to try that crap where, well, I really care and like you know. I care about and like you, so I just want to see you. Don't fall for it. This is a form of control. They want to see if you will do it or not. It gives them great insight into how much control they have over you. Plus, don't be trashy and do that, because they're going to share them with everybody they know. Everybody, don't do it. Narcs can size you up in these ways, and more ways before they even speak to you. If you look like you are a little bit too confident and too sure of yourself, and your self-esteem is right where it should be, and you're making it that way, they are more than likely not going to even bother with you. Remember, they don't like people who have standards. The only people in this world who want you to lower your standards are those who are afraid that they can't meet them. Remember, keep that in mind. Don't do any of that trashy stuff. Be confident, happy, polite, warm, and go from there. Remember, if you want videos on specific topics, all you have to do is let me know in the comments, because I have more advice about dating after narcissistic abuse and stuff like that. The abuse that these predators put us through is shattering, and for most of us, myself included, it's life-changing. That doesn't mean we have to take it all in and not be able to find any good from it, though. We have to reflect back on things like this. Reflect back to when we were love-bombed and see how they were trying to test us. All of this information is good for us to hold on to. In order to heal and move forward, as the saying goes, you have to know where you've been to know where you're going. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there is anything that needs to be discussed, write in the comments column below.